There's some of these kits, and I'll show you what's in the kit. First of all, the Hemingway pattern, the 3 fabrics, one for the outside, one for the binding, and one for the lining. The Sally Tomato zipper, and it has numerous zipper pulls, and there's ample yardage, so you can experiment with other projects with it. The Soft and Stable is a foam stabilizer, and that is also included. The kits come in 2 sizes, the extra large for the laptop and the large for the iPad size. And so you can choose. This fabric design is the William Morris, from William Morris series, and there are various colorations that you can choose from, so you can choose whichever you would like. It's very helpful to have the cutting mat, so that, because it's important that you end up with a rectangle that is square. It has to come out so that if you have a geometric design, for example this one, you want your stitching lines to be straight, and so all of that I have included in a couple of instruction sheets that will be in your kit. One has to do with just some notes on sewing the Hemingway pouch, and the other has to do with putting on zipper pulls. This is, I would say, a project for an adventurous beginner. If you have some basic sewing skills, I think by just diving in, I think you'll have a lot of fun with this project. When you get to the point of putting the zipper on, what you will have is a rectangle with a diagonal line, and you will sew 1/2 of the zipper. You'll take the zipper apart and you'll sew it on to the diagonal line, and it goes. Then you will fold this part over and sew the other 1/2 of the zipper on here. So now what you will have, oh excuse me, you will sew the diagonal line the whole way. I think you should stop.
No, you're good.
Okay, you should sew the diagonal line the whole way. As you can see, this is actually a straight line that has now been folded and folded over. So now what you will have is 2 ends like this. So I'm going to just take this off, and this is the way it will look when you have it sewn. Now, in order to put on the zipper tab, if you look, and I have these in the notes, if you look, there are 2 openings, and one side is larger than the other. There's 1 opening on this side, but there's 2 openings on this side. So take the side with the 2 openings, and you just insert it one side and then the other side, and you watch on the side to make sure that it is caught there. I'm sorry, I'm kind of fiddling with this. This is a small piece. I think I should do it on one of my other zippers, because this is kind of frayed, and that makes it harder to get it in. So I didn't get it exactly even there, but you can work with it and get it exactly the way you want it, and it's on. And then what I usually do is use a clip until I'm ready to sew it, just because you don't want those to pull apart again once you get it the way you want it. Then you turn your pouch inside out and stitch here, and then there are good instructions in the pattern about applying a binding around here, so that when the pouch is done, you will have no raw edges whatsoever. Now I'm going to just show you a couple of quick tips about putting on a zipper pull. You can see I was kind of fiddling around with that one. And the reason is it's hard sometimes to do it if you have nothing to hold on to. So one suggestion I would have is that you cut down along the teeth on each side. Give yourself extra zipper. You can see in the kits you get lots of zipper tape. So give yourself plenty of extra so that it's not the way this one is, right on the edge of the zipper, but you have plenty of extra. So you cut up and then apply your tape that way. You can hold on to this then and pull this up very easily, and that helps. The other thing that helps, if you happen to have a little lighter, these edges, once you start with the raw edges, they tend to fray, and you can just quickly cinch those, and it makes them so much nicer to work with, and you're not dealing with extra threads and so forth. So I would say with a little practice, you'll find that it's fun and easy, and it sparks your imagination. There's lots of things you can do with these zippers by the yard.
Great. So there's one extra notion that Margot had recommended. Do you want to talk about that?
Yes, and this is called the stitch witchery. And the reason I used that was I found when I was stitching my quilting stitches, the fabric wanted to shift. And so I would apply the stitch witchery, which is a fusible product. I would apply it between the lining and the foam stabilizer, and between the outside fabric and the foam stabilizer. Press it, and then it would stay put, and then you could stitch. You didn't necessarily need to do it every time, but this is hard to pin through. Some people might want to use basting spray. I have never used that, so that's another way to do it. This is a product that does not come in the Hemingway Pouch kit, but I did find it useful, and I think there are many ways to do that. Just know that you do have to be careful, and then again, when you're applying your zipper pull, if you have vertical lines, you need to watch that you're applying your zippers so that your lines come out the way you want them to look.
Great. Good. Well, thanks for putting it together.